More reactions. Supreme Court outlaws payment of funds through state governments.
So I'll just call on all states of the Federation to respect what the Supreme Court has done.
New national minimum wage. President Tinubu and organized labor reconvene meeting for more consultations.
It wasn't a negotiation, it was a discussion. We have had that discussion, and we agreed to look at the real terms.
Presidential initiative on CNG signs MOU for conversion of 20,000 vehicles in 3 months.
And on Good Morning Nigeria today, we shall examine the implications of autonomy for local government councils.
And so, after much ado, following many years of agitations, the Supreme Court, in what many consider a landmark judgment, has finally outlawed the current practice where funds meant for local government councils are paid to states' joint allocation account known as JAC.
Should I say congratulations to the local governments?
It will be in order.
Well, the 7-man panel in the judgment delivered by Justice Emmanuel Agim declared that the 774 local government councils in the country should manage their funds themselves. The court further declared that the state government has no power to appoint a caretaker committee, and the local government council is only recognizable with a democratically elected government.
All right, so just to respond to Iri's question, congratulations may be in order for the beneficiaries of the judgment, but those at the receiving end, well, it could be a mixed reaction.
At the receiving end, you mean the governors?
Well, I don't know. So many people. Well, some people argue that Nigeria's return to democracy in 1999 is a story of change and redemption from repression. But the delivery of what democracy stands for at the local government level is practically lacking and severely disempowered.
Now, the 1999 Constitution, as amended, recognizes 774 local governments in Nigeria. Section 162, which provides for the federation account, says in Section 162, subsection 3, that the federation account shall be distributed among the federal, state governments, and the local government as prescribed by the National Assembly. And
conversely, rather for the funds to go to them directly, the states take charge in what is called Joint Account Allocations Committee, JAC. Reports indicate that the official sharing formula of the statutory allocation from the federation account, of course, that's the matrix, will include 52 and some fraction % for federal government. Now, states get, is it 35% or thereabout, while the local governments, are entitled to slightly above 20%.
As it stands today, about 20 states out of the 36 states are run by caretaker committees, making 432 of the 774 local councils without elected officials, contrary to provisions of Section 7 of the 1999 Constitution as amended.
So all of these and more led to the legal tussle initiated by the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, advocating administrative and financial autonomy for local governments in Nigeria. Well, it has been an agitation that has been on for a very long time, but the struggle is now over, and people say it's a signal to a new dawn for local governments to take charge of their destinies. Maybe we should say take their destinies in their hands, reaffirming the supremacy of the Constitution. But I should also say that that aspect of the Constitution is given different interpretations, again, depending on the point of the hill from where you are looking at it. Some would, of course, interpret it to, suit their own perception. Others will say, look, the Constitution is clear. Yes, it says your entitlement from the federation account should be drawn from the joint account, from JAG. But it doesn't mean you should tamper with it, or you should, dismember. What is
Edit.
Edit. Well, no, that's your language. That's the language of journalists. So let's go. Chukwudi Okolugwaja is listening. I'm sure when it comes here, will tell us. All right. It's a Friday, and indeed, we are very glad to welcome you to, of course, get high on Good Morning Nigeria with us. I am Claire Adilabo Abdul-Razak.
By the way, someone was saying yesterday that if there's an envelope, for two people, it's better you give them their envelopes just so that they can be sure what is inside, instead of handing both to one person to hand over to the next person. So,
why are you going there? Please.
Anyways,
yes.
let's
keep our secrets. Secret.
Welcome to the program. I'm Yenwe John. It's going to be a fantastic discussion today, of course, looking at the judgment yesterday. This is Good Morning Nigeria, transmitted live on the network service of the NTA right here in Abuja. Of course, Chukwudi Okolugwaja will tell us more about the editing of,
And Musa Abaka
also knows about how, some things can be edited. He's here for the morning news. Musa, good morning to you.
Good morning, Avery. Good morning, Claire.
Yeah.
Welcome to the news. Reactions have continued to trail the Supreme Court's judgment, revalidating the autonomy of local government as an independent arm of government. State House correspondent Musbaud Wahab reports that leaders of the National Assembly, Attorney General of the Federation, and Minister of Justice, as well as Anambra State Governor Chukwuma Soludo, after their visit to the President, commended the Apex Court for the landmark judgment.
The Supreme Court has spoken, and we have no option than to abide by the Supreme Court ruling.
All the constitutional amendments that were so far carried by the National Assembly, one aspect of it has always been local government autonomy.
President Bola Tinubu says Nigerian workers deserve improved welfare, better wages, as well as safe and enhanced working conditions as the driving force of the nation. He said this when he met with the leaders of the organized labor unions led by President of the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, Joe Ajero, and his Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, TUC counterpart, Festus Osifo, at the State House.
In real terms, it wasn't a negotiation, it was a discussion. And we have had that discussion, and we agreed to look at the real terms. Now, the status quo in terms of the amount, 250 and 62,000, remains.
Federal government is to deploy technology to enhance data management aimed at achieving developmental efforts in Nigeria. Vice President Kashim Shettima stated this at the launch of the National Population Policy User-Friendly Translated Versions, making the 2024 World Population Day.
Nigeria has never relegated the importance of data. This is why this day invites us to recommit to improving our data collection, analysis and deployment of modern technology. This will generate more comprehensive and inclusive evidence to guide government decisions, investment options, and development paths.
The House of Representatives has set up an ad hoc committee to investigate the National Hajj Commission over what it calls low performance in the 2024 Hajj. This followed a matter of urgent public importance raised by member representing Baritin Kiama Federal Constituency in Kwara State, Mohammed Biu.
50,865 Muslim pilgrims across the states in Nigeria under the care of NACOM, and some of them were not taken care of in terms of welfare, organization, guidance, and monitoring as expected.
9 people will be in this ad hoc committee. You have 2 weeks within which to report back to the House of your findings.
Now determined to fast-track compressed natural gas utilization, the Presidential Initiative on CNG has signed Memorandum of Understanding with 5 entities for conversions of 20,000 vehicles in the next 3 months across the country.
we've identified 123 conversions workshops. Our goal, if you remember when we launched this last year, was that we should have 100 by the end of this year. But just in the month of July, we've already identified 123. And our goal ultimately is to have between 1,000 and 2,000 of them operational in country by the year 2027.
Well, those are the news highlights for now. Good Morning Nigeria continues with Airi and Claire after this break.